Welcome back. We're in the OT. We got Jesse here. We got Wes Wyatt over there. Tim went to the bathroom. There's no telling. Hey, Jesse, just to kind of kick this off in the OT, this is a pretty important question, but do you happen to know or have any connection to Britney Spears?
Zero connection other than.
Sorry, I was a little late.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. Okay, hold on.
The fact that you got bananas in the bathroom is just even weirder. If that's a serious question, no. I guess I had a love affair with her back in the day, Britney Spears. But that's
well. Wes is the president of the Ohio Britney Spears fan club. You can find him on Twitter at Oops Wes Did It Again. And so we're just trying to just trying to bring things together. We figure if we put it out enough into the universe, something good is going to happen.
Make it happen. I can feel it.
Yeah. So if you don't know her, that's fine.
Sorry.
So you're from Massachusetts, born in Massachusetts. Are you a Red Sox fan? Would you grow up a Red Sox fan?
100%. Yeah, I was a big Red Sox fan. I was actually so fortunate. I got to be bat boy for the Red Sox when I was 5 years old for one game. Got to sit next to Roger Clemens and Lee Smith and Wade Boggs and Jody Reed. Wow. And then I got to pitch at Fenway 15 years later when I was 20 years old. I got to pitch at Fenway. So I'm a big Red Sox fan. Don't follow them as much now, obviously down here in Savannah, but big Red Sox fan back in the day.
Do you have if you had a baseball all-time top four, top five players, who would those be for you?
I'd go the most fun players. So I would think about guys like Ozzie Smith with his cartwheels. I would think about it goes back. You got to put Griffey on the list just because of his attitude of just having fun. Crazy guys. Mark the Bird Fidrich, talking to the ball.
Yeah.
Louis Tiant, Fernando Valenzuela, Bill Lee with his craziness. I think about all those guys that just had fun more. I mean, you got to have Babe Ruth on the team because you never know what he's going to do. That's what I think baseball needs. So I'm not going to go strictly talent. I'm going to go on the most fun team.
I love it.
Do the steroid people get in the hall, in your opinion, before Pete Rose?
Were you looking around before you answer the question?
Well, because I have to think about that because I have a strong opinion on it. What is the Hall of Fame? And so because guys that took steroids, then other players that didn't get in then did get in. So guys that weren't in back in the 70s, 80s, they had good careers, but now they started to get in the 90s, 2000s, and so on. So what does it mean? I guess it's a really challenging thing to say that no one did anything back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. What drugs were people taking? And then you got a guy like Pete Rose who's got 4,192 hits or whatever it is, and he's not in because I don't even know what the validity of the Hall of Fame is at this point. And so it's a tough question for me to answer.
Well, I have a friend who suggested that there should be a Hall of Fame, let everyone in, and a Hall of Legends for the elite, the Ty Cobbs, the Babe Ruths,
that's interesting. A different level.
Yeah, Pedro Martinez. Yeah.
Well, Tim brought up the steroid era, and for me as a baseball fan, I kind of look at that and go, well, if they were on steroids and my team won, great, good for me, right? Because here's kind of my thought process, and you mentioned, Jesse, regarding, look, there were guys back in the day taking caffeine pills. Yeah. There were pitchers scuffing baseballs. Baseball players are notorious, probably all guys are notorious, though, for trying to get an edge. 100%. And so and here's the interesting part is Barry Bonds may have hit a lot of home runs, and maybe because he was on steroids, but we discount the fact that a lot of pitchers were probably on steroids. So were they were
everybody.
It's not like only batters took steroids. Yeah.
Did Roger Clemens take steroids in his first 4, 5, 6, 7 years? I mean, I don't know, but he was still dominating. Right. All these questions, I think, it's a good topic of discussion, but I don't know. I don't know where to go on that one.
You have already sold out some games. How many games have you already sold out?
Geez, the season sells out before the season. So, I know we've already put some spring games. We have a new pro team that's playing our new banana ball game, and that March 13th game sold out in one day. Our One City World Tour, where we're taking the show on the road. One City World Tour, we had over 1,000 nominations, 300 cities, 15 countries, chose one city. We sold 3,500 socially distanced tickets in a few hours. So we added another night. That's in Mobile, Alabama. There's still some huge buzz. We're going to have to turn some people away again this year because we're not going to be able to do the full capacity again right away. But still, it's exciting. Again, you create something that's a little different. I think anybody can see a baseball game, but I hope when they see the Bananas, they see something they haven't seen before.
Tim?
I feel
like I keep talking, so I want to make sure Tim.
No, it's all good. Again, I keep going back to my experience in minor league baseball, and in 1997, Jose Canseco and Ricky Henderson played in Holman Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire. You're from the area, so it was kind of weird to see them to walk in, and they were at the end of their career, and Ricky wouldn't give up the ghost, but they were still assholes. Excuse my language. And I listened to you, to the people you chose on your Mount Rushmore, and they were gifted athletes that still got it, and can you talk a little bit about how your players get it?
Thanks. And I think we preach it so much. I mean, literally right here, we have a fans first playbook, and everyone on our team gets this before they even put on a uniform. And they go through fans first you, what we are doing, what we're about, and the impression we're trying to make on kids. And I'll share two quick stories. 2 years ago, we had a young player come join us, and just as a temporary player, which means it might be a week, might be 2 weeks, might be whenever. And on the first night, 4,000 people, sold out crowd, two kids come up to him, two small little kids come up to him and say, "Hey, can I have your autograph?" And he gets down to a knee and says, "Only if I can have yours." And I watched that and I was like, this is amazing. So we had the kids sign under his hat, and I watched the rest of the season, because what we do is we always recognize our players when they do. He got hats, he got some cool swag. We recognize our players when they do fans first moments. We always have a whole pool of things to do that. And now I saw the rest of the team started to get autographs all over their sleeves, up in their hats. By the end of the season, they had more autographs than they gave. That's what we try to teach. And I was so inspired by seeing this young player, Brian Encarnacion, do that. The number two story, which I tell to all the guys over and over again, was when I was with our first team in Gastonia. Every opening night, we do a crazy intro. We've had the players come on bikes, motorcycles, limousines, you name it, we've tried it. And this was before we were that crazy. So we just had the players come down from the roof. And so this was in our own ballpark in Gastonia. They come down from the roof. We say, just high five the kids on their way down to the field. So we said batting first from NC State, batting second from Clemson, batting third from Georgia. And they keep going. I'm up on the roof with our broadcaster, our announcer, and I'm seeing all the guys are on the field. Everybody's on the field ready to start the game, except for our leadoff hitter. And I couldn't find our leadoff hitter. So I go down to the grandstand and I look out, and our leadoff hitter is all the way down in the left field bleachers, high-fiving kids.
Nice.
He high-fived every single kid in the stadium before he could get on the field. We were actually delayed a little bit. His name, Russell Wilson, the MVP Super Bowl quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. He played for me in 2009. And as a 22-year-old player, he understood it was about the impact he could make on kids when he was playing. And that made such an impression on me that it's not just about how you do. He made the right decision. He batted 205 for us. He wasn't that great of a baseball player. But I'll tell you, he made more impressions in his 1 month that he was with us than anyone else. And we have numerous of those stories. And I think that's really what it's all about. And so that's what we try to share and teach.
Well, coming from Massachusetts, you must love the Cape League. So you're a collegiate wood bat league. Is that what you are? Yes,
that's our main team. And then we now have our pro barnstorming Globetrotters team as well.
Great.
Yeah, but I was in the Cape Cod League. I coached in the Cape Cod League for one summer. So I'm from up there. My parents live in Plymouth, so I coached there. And that was the big aha for me, really, Tim. I sat there in the dugout with the best players in the entire country. All those guys went on to play in the bigs. I mean, the best. And I was bored out of my mind. And I'm like, I know baseball. I've played baseball. I get it. And I'm sitting next to legends in the dugout, and I'm bored. And now I got to go sell this on a lower level? Good luck. We better make it fun. Right. And that was the big aha moment. And I think that's really helped in what we've tried to create.
That's good.
I think for me, one of the cool things that you do is, and it's whether you're trying to sell baseball tickets or you're trying to just be in sales, is people want to be validated. And you're trying to validate every person in the stadium every night and make them feel important, make them feel seen, make them feel like they matter. And that's sometimes, I think, what Major League Baseball doesn't do.
Yeah.
They don't validate us as fans.
Well, they sell the ticket and it's over with. See, the thing is, as soon as that ticket is bought, that's when our experience starts. As soon as you buy a ticket from us, you get a video sent to you. And it starts with, congrats, you just made the best decision of your day. Right now, as you ordered your ticket, a high priority siren went off at our stadium. Our Bananiacs rushed to our ticket laboratory to produce your tickets. And then a Banana Nana slowly walked in and hand selected your tickets. We placed them on a silk pillow. We raised them up in the air and sang, Nasavenya, to celebrate the birth of a new fan. And then we walked our tickets underneath our stadium, and they're our vault. They're ready for you to go bananas. And so like that's what they get. And then they get a thank you call from us. And then we send a playlist of music to listen to on the way to the ballpark. And it's all part of this map journey. That's why there's a high fiber. And that's why we have the parking penguins. We were terrible at this in the beginning, but I realized I want our fans to be heard. I want our fans to feel like we matter, like they matter every step of the way. They're not paying $18 and then good luck. Hope you show up and have a good time. We're going to be with you to make sure it's good. And we still got a ways to go, but we look at every single journey step. And I think it's important.
Wow. I watched the video that you did, and it was during either last season or the season before, and I watched it some 6-7 months ago where you show up as a fan and you do your car bottoms out, whatever, and to take that step to literally, I'm going to put on a ball cap and a T-shirt and just show up and walk all the way through and this. I mean, it's just unheard of. People just don't. People, it's like. I'm amazed that some businesses just don't care. That's amazing to me.
I think it's time. I don't know if it's necessarily they don't care. It's a time. It's how do you look at your time? So I think that's the most valuable use of my time, to be there with our fans, to listen to our fans. That's from Bill Veeck himself. That's from Walt Disney. Walt Disney talks solely about walking the park, just walking the park and seeing what people are doing. So last year we even did a frontline fan. So I actually started flipping burgers, serve food at the main register. I go in and do the whole experience to try to have understanding and empathy for our people and how to make the experience better for them. And that was eye-opening as well. And I think it's fun.
You mentioned time, and one of the questions I had written down to ask you was how are you as far as a planner? Are you write it down? Are you very detailed about what your day looks like? How do you do that for yourself that works?
I was failing for a while, so I had to create my energy list, the things that give me energy, and details is not one of them. I am not. I'm the visionary. Think big. I write every morning. I write down 10 ideas every single day. I write in my journal. I do a thank you letter every morning. I write, but the execution, as my staff knows, it's like, let's create a golden throne and make the nicest, toilet in the world. They're like, Jesse, what are you talking about? And then we'll do this. And I'm like, over here. So we got to get me like zoomed in. And that's why we have a great team. Jared, our president, started at 24 years old. When we started with 3 22-year-old interns and a 24-year-old. And Jared, our president, is still rocking it now at, geez, must be 30 now. And then we have one of our 22-year-olds as our fans first director. So they understand. And I think every leader needs that. You need people that can help, that enjoy the execution. Good luck for you. Yeah, good luck for our team if I was doing that.
Yeah. Do you what do you pay the players? Are they compensated at the same level as other? Is it Class A baseball? Are they paid on that same level?
So our college players, we can't, because that'd be breaking NCAA violations. So we can't pay them. So instead, we just break child labor laws, like by how we actually pay a 6-year-old to be our professional high fiver. This year he had to be the air high fiver, and we pay him. So that's breaking probably every child labor law there is. But we can't break the NCAA. That's a whole different thing. I'm just stressing child labor. Please don't.
I know you are.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah, can't pay the players, but our pro team, we are paying the players. So that'll be on a per game basis, but we're gonna have a lot of bonuses. Most entertaining player, the most player has most fun. We're gonna have bonuses based on that, and so we are starting that, and we have a budget, to pay them for this season. So we'll see how that goes for the spring series when we go to play on the road, and etc.
Do you have inter squad, wood bat team against the pros, scrimmages at all?
No, but we developed 2 teams. We have the Savannah Bananas versus the Party Animals, kind of like the Globetrotters, Washington Generals. So we will play the 2 of them, and they're all paid the same. They're all a part of the show, but we never know who's going to win. I really think the Bananas are going to lose potentially in some of these games. And it's going to be like, wait, your team lost and they're your 2 teams? I'm like, you never know what's going to happen. And I think that makes the competitiveness makes it more interesting. You go to a Globetrotters game, it's a show, but it's nice to see like a real competitive game, and we're hoping to create that too.
I wanted to know about like the umpire staff. Are these league guys, or are they like? And do they show up? You're saying like, oh shit, not this place again. Like, are they put off by some of the show? Or
you're making me smile because I'm looking at the future of umpiring. Right now, a good umpired game, you don't know who they are. Like, in a bad game, like, you hate them. Like, umpires, like, what might be the worst job in the world? Like, no matter what, someone hates you. Like, it's a brutal job. And so we try to make it a great experience. We've had in the past. So we have catered meals. We have a nice setup for them. But I have to come in every night and say, hey guys, here's what's going to happen. There's going to be drones flying in the middle of the game because we're actually like videoing the game. Our players will be mic'd up. Our fans are going to choose who's going to pitch on our stream. Like, it's crazy. We're going to have breakdancing first base, which will stop the game during here. He's like, what? I'm like, just go with it. We're good. But to answer your question, the future of umpiring, I see a different picture. So we've actually hired a breakdancing hip hop top of the line dancer, and we are teaching him how to umpire over the next month. And so I have no idea what that's going to look like.
You're retrofitting the entertainer into the umpiring.
Most people will say, we'll get an umpire, we'll teach you how to dance. No. You get a top level dancer, you teach them how to umpire. It's a different level. And so they can't umpire. That person can't umpire during the summer games because it's a league. But in our 4 professional games, we're going to try it out. It'll probably be a disaster, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll tell you that.
It was our second or third show. Wes actually tried to dance during the show, and we had to like shut that down, big boy. It was getting kind of ugly. I have one last question for you. You mentioned merch sales had just taken off. I'm curious about banana beer. Like, do you sell banana? Can people buy banana beer and have it delivered to their house?
The banana beer. Alcohol laws, we can't do that yet.
Okay.
We're shipping tons of the banana cream soda, doing tons of that.
Okay.
That's doing really well. But yeah, no, we can't ship banana beer. But yeah, I mean, the merchandise is, we were terrible. Guys, the first order of shirts that came in 5 years ago, there were too many N's on bananas. It was spelled wrong. We got 250 shirts that were completely spelled wrong. And then we had all the shipping. It was like $6 when we first started. And we did like 100 orders all over the world. And it was like costing us $30 to ship to Australia. We're like, this isn't working. All right. So then crazily, a few years later, we figured it out. We did all domestic is completely free shipping. We have a custom yellow box with a big stamp that says delivered fresh. We have yellow tissue paper. We have a free koozie, a free decal, and whatever the price is on our website. If it's a $24 shirt, it's $24 all in, and you get that. And we started delivering that better experience. And it's amazing. I mean, we're up 100% month over month every single month. And I've never seen anything like it. Most teams, your first year, you're here and you go like this. The buzz is done. We're going like this. And I think it's just because hopefully we're doing things that people think are cool and are fun, and we're doing it differently. So
that really is amazing. So I have a quick question before we get out as well. What is the history of the Bananas? Did you found the team, or was it an existing team that you took over in that stadium?
Great question. There was professional baseball there for 90 years. So I mentioned 1926. Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Lou Gehrig, Jackie Robinson, Mickey Mantle, they all played at our stadium in exhibition games. Minor league baseball, and unfortunately failed. After I proposed to my wife, as I mentioned, in 2014, she took me to a game, and it was the Mets affiliate, and it was a Saturday night, 80 degrees. I walk in this majestic stadium like a kid in the candy store, and I look, and you could picture a tumbleweed just going through. There was less than 200 people there. It was just a baseball game, and they failed. So they wanted a new stadium. The city said no. So they went to a different city, got a brand new stadium, and they left. So we came in, my wife and I bought an expansion franchise from the league, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We actually went from zero debt between that and starting the team to $1.8 million in debt quickly. And that's when we ran out of money. And just 6 months in, we had to sell our house and empty out our savings account. So we bought an expansion franchise. And so my wife and I own 100% of the Bananas. And now we're into our 6th season coming up in 2021.
Wow. And now you're rich.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. No, it's a funny thing. Bill Veeck was the last baseball owner that actually just came up through the game. If you look now, there's so many, all the baseball with money, billions of dollars come from the outside. You don't make money in the game. Sometimes you make money selling the team, but we have no interest in selling the team. I hope we can have this team forever. I hope it stays in the family for 100 years. And so there's not a lot of money in it, and because we give back to the fans, but I'll tell you, there's so much joy and so much fun that I wouldn't trade 1 second.
You're rich with joy.
I hate that. Keep buying merchandise and we'll be okay. But it's the long game. And I think that's like taking the show on the road. If we can play in cities all over the world and we can start doing this and really building a brand, I think we'll do okay. And I think more importantly, our people, our team, our players will do okay. And I think that's what me and Emily are trying to fight for.
Well, I think you are building a brand, and every game is a case study in customer satisfaction.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you for being on. I admire you. I watch what you do on LinkedIn. There you go. And I love your presence. I love what you bring. And I'm sure maybe there's probably a person or two like Wes that you're not their cup of tea, but Wes is more of an orange guy,
I love it, by the way, Jesse. This has been an absolute masterclass on how you should be a brand ambassador and eat your own dog food. I am not a baseball fan, but my daughter discovered Savannah a couple years ago and loves it. I will take her and my family to a game because I've got to experience this. I mean, you're the epitome of somebody that I'm flabbergasted.
You're gushing, Wes. Wow.
You've turned a little red. This is nice. This is fun.
Wow.
I'll tell you this. I'll throw this out there. You come to a game, you could even be a man-ana for a day. We'll see what happens. All right. I saw this thing you were doing. All right. You got some skills.
I mean, you may have bumped Britney Spears down. He could be the president of the Jesse Cole fan club now. Oh my gosh.
Eric, Megamind Summit is now changed to Savannah, Georgia.
Right. Jesse, we're all in a mastermind group called Megamind. There's about 25 of us all across North America. And so we were going to have a summit. We had one in Kansas City last year. We're going to have one in Boston, but may have to go to Savannah and
go bananas.
That would be this up here. That Wes would be the biggest, ugliest banana. I'm just saying.
This is Wes.
Guys are the best.
Jesse, we're going to let you go. How can people find you?
Just Savannah Bananas or search Yellow Tux. You search Yellow Tux or Savannah Bananas, you'll find me. But seriously, guys, one of the most fun shows I've been on, and I really appreciate the energy you bring and bringing some fun today.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Wes, let's go full screen. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Be incredible. And, come on, Jesse.